Day 242. 2 Corinthians 3. 1. Do we introduce ourselves again from the beginning to show you what we are, or do we need, as others, letters of commandments to be written to you about us, or for you to write to give decrees concerning us? 2. But you are our letter written in our heart and known and read by everyone. 3. For you know that you are a letter of the Messiah that is ministered by us, written not in ink, but by the Spirit of the living Jehovah, not in tablets of stone, but in tablets of hearts of flesh. 4. But in this way we have trust in the Messiah toward Jehovah. 5. Not that we are sufficient to think anything is from ourselves, but our power is from Jehovah. 6. He who made us worthy to be ministers of the new covenant, not in the scripture, but in the Spirit, for the scripture kills, but the Spirit gives life. 7. But if the ministry of death in the scripture carved in stone was with glory, so that the children of Israel were not able to gaze at the face of Moses because of the glory of his face, that which has been cancelled. 8. How shall therefore the ministry of the Spirit not be all the more with glory? 9. For if the administration of a guilty verdict was certain glory, how much more shall the administration of righteousness superabound in glory? 10. For that which was glorified was not even glorious by comparison to that excellent glory. 11. For if that which has been eliminated was with glory, all the more that which remains shall be with glory. 12. Therefore, because we have this hope, we conduct ourselves publicly all the more. 13. And not as Moses, who had laid a veil over his face, so that the children of Israel would not gaze at the termination of that which was ceasing. 14. But they were blinded in their understanding, for until today whenever the Old Testament is read, that veil remains over them, and it is not revealed that it is being abolished by the Messiah. 15. And until today, whenever Moses is read, the veil is laid over their heart. 16. And whenever any one of them will be turned to Elohim Jehovah, the veil is taken away from him. 17. But the Spirit is Elohim Jehovah, and wherever the Spirit of Elohim Jehovah is, there is freedom. 18. But we all see the glory of Elohim Jehovah with unveiled faces, as in a mirror, and we are changed into the image from glory to glory, as from Elohim Jehovah, the Spirit. Numbers 14. 1. And all the congregation lifted up their voice and cried, and the people wept all that night. 2. And all the children of Israel murmured against Moses and Aaron, and all the congregation said to them, 3. Would we had died in the land of Egypt. Or in this wilderness, would we had died. And why does Elohim bring us into this land to fall in war? Our wives and our children shall be for a prey, now then it is better to return into Egypt. 4. And they said one to another, Let us make a ruler, and return into Egypt. 5. And Moses and Aaron fell upon their face before all the congregation of the children of Israel. 6. But Joshua the son of Nun, and Caleb the son of Jephunneh, of the number of them that spied out the land, rent their garments. 7. And spoke to all the congregation of the children of Israel, saying, The land which we surveyed is indeed extremely good. 8. If Elohim choose us, he will bring us into this land, and give it us, a land which flows with milk and honey. 9. Only depart not from Elohim, and fear ye not the people of the land, for they are meat for us, for the season of prosperity is departed from them, but Elohim is among us, fear them not. 10. And all the congregation bade stone them with stones, and the glory of Elohim appeared in the cloud on the tabernacle of witness to all the children of Israel. 11. And Elohim said to Moses, How long does this people provoke me? And how long do they refuse to believe me for all the signs which I have wrought among them? 12. I will smite them with death, and destroy them, and I will make of thee and of thy father's house a great nation, and much greater than this. 13. And Moses said to Elohim, So Egypt shall hear, for thou hast brought up this people from them by thy might. 14. Moreover all the dwellers upon this land have heard that thou art Elohim in the midst of this people, who, O Elohim, art seen by them face to face, and thy cloud rests upon them, and thou goest before them by day in a pillar of a cloud, and by night in a pillar of fire. 15. And if thou shalt destroy this nation as one man, then all the nations that have heard thy name shall speak, saying. 16. Because Elohim could not bring this people into the land which he sware to them, he has overthrown them in the wilderness. 17. And now, O Elohim, let thy strength be exalted, as thou spakest, saying. 18. Elohim is long-suffering and merciful, and true, removing transgressions and iniquities and sins, and he will by no means clear the guilty, visiting the sins of the fathers upon the children to the third and fourth generation. 19. Forgive this people their sin according to thy great mercy, as thou wast favorable to them from Egypt until now. 20. And Elohim said to Moses, I am gracious to them according to thy word. 21 But as I live and my name is living, so the glory of Elohim shall fill all the earth. 22 For all the men who see my glory, and the signs which I wrought in Egypt, and in the wilderness, and have tempted me this 10th time, and have not hearkened to my voice. 23 Surely they shall not see the land, which I swear to their fathers, but their children which are with me here, as many as know not good or evil, every inexperienced youth, to them will I give the land, but none who have provoked me shall see it. 24 But my servant Caleb, because there was another spirit in him, and he followed me, I will bring him into the land into which he entered, and his seed shall inherit it. 25 But Amalek and the Canaanite dwell in the valley, tomorrow turn and depart for the wilderness by the way of the Red Sea. 26 And Elohim spoke to Moses and Aaron, saying, 27 How long shall I endure this wicked congregation? I have heard their murmurings against me, even the murmuring of the children of Israel, which they have murmured concerning you. 28 Say to them, As I lived saith Elohim, surely as ye spoke into my ears, so will I do to you. 29 Your carcasses shall fall in this wilderness, and all those of you that were reviewed, and those of you that were numbered from 20 years old and upward, all that murmured against me. 30 Ye shall not enter into the land for which I stretched out my hand to establish you upon it, except only Caleb the son of Jephunneh, and Joshua the son of Nun. 31 And your little ones, who ye said should be a prey, them will I bring into the land, and they shall inherit the land, which ye rejected. 32 And your carcasses shall fall in this wilderness. 33 And your sons shall be fed in the wilderness 40 years, and they shall bear your fornication, until your carcasses be consumed in the wilderness. 34 According to the number of the days during which ye spied the land, 40 days, a day for a year, ye shall bear your sins 40 years, and ye shall know my fierce anger. 35 I Elohim have spoken, surely will I do thus to this evil congregation that has risen up together against me, in this wilderness they shall be utterly consumed, and there they shall die. 36 And the men whom Moses sent to spy out the land, and who came and murmured against it to the assembly so as to bring out evil words concerning the land. 37 The men that spoke evil reports against the land, even died of the plague before Elohim. 38 And Joshua the son of Nun and Caleb the son of Jephunneh still lived of those men that went to spy out the land. 39 And Moses spoke these words to all the children of Israel, and the people mourned exceedingly. 40 And they rose early in the morning and went up to the top of the mountain, saying, Behold, we that are here will go up to the place of which Elohim has spoken, because we have sinned. 41 And Moses said, Why do ye transgress the word of Elohim? Ye shall not prosper. 42 Go not up, for Elohim is not with you, so shall ye fall before the face of your enemies. 43 For Amalek and the Canaanite are there before you, and ye shall fall by the sword, because ye have disobeyed Elohim and turned aside, and Elohim will not be among you. 44 And having forced their passage, they went up to the top of the mountain, but the ark of the covenant of Elohim and Moses stirred not out of the camp. 45 And Amalek and the Canaanite that dwelt in that mountain came down, and routed them, and destroyed them unto Hermon, and they returned to the camp. Jeremiah 11. 1 The word that came to Jeremiah is from Elohim, saying, 2 Hear ye the words of this covenant, and thou shalt speak to the men of Judah, and to the dwellers in Jerusalem. 3 And thou shalt say to them, Thus saith Elohim Jehovah of Israel, Cursed is the man, who shall not hearken to the words of this covenant, for which I commanded your fathers, in the day wherein I brought them up out of the land of Egypt, out of the iron furnace, saying, Hearken to my voice, and do all things that I shall command you, so shall ye be to me a people. And I will be to you a Jehovah. 5 That I may confirm mine oath, which I swear to your fathers, to give them a land flowing with milk and honey, as it is this day. Then I answered and said, So be it, O Elohim. 6 And Elohim said to me, Read these words in the cities of Judah, and in the streets of Jerusalem, saying, Hear ye the words of this covenant, and do them. 7. 8 But they did them not. 9 And Elohim said to me, A conspiracy is found among the men of Judah, and among the dwellers in Jerusalem. 10 They are turned aside to the iniquities of their fathers that were of old, who would not hearken to my words, and, behold, they go after strange gods, to serve them, and the house of Israel and the house of Judah have broken my covenant, which I made with their fathers. 11 Therefore thus saith Elohim, Behold, I bring evils upon this people, out of which they shall not be able to come forth, and they shall presently cry to me, but I will not hearken to them. 12 And the cities of Judah and the dwellers in Jerusalem shall go, and cry to the gods to whom they burn incense, which shall not deliver them in the time of their troubles. 13 For according to the number of thy cities were thy gods, O Judah, and according to the number of the streets of Jerusalem have ye set up altars to burn incense to Baal. 14 And thou pray not for this people, and intercede not for them in supplication and prayer, for I will not hear in the day in which they call upon me, in the day of their affliction. 15 Why has my beloved wrought abomination in my house? Will prayers and holy offerings take away thy wickedness from thee, or shalt thou escape by these things? 16 Elohim called thy name a fair olive tree, of a goodly shade in appearance, at the noise of its being lopped, fire was kindled against it, great is the affliction coming upon thee, her branches are become good for nothing. 17 And Elohim that planted thee has pronounced evils against thee, because of the iniquity of the house of Israel and the house of Judah, whatsoever they have done against themselves to provoke me to anger by burning incense to Baal. 18 O Elohim, teach me, and I shall know, then I saw their practices. 19 But I as an innocent lamb led to the slaughter, knew not, against me they devised an evil device, saying, Come and let us put wood into his bread, and let us utterly destroy him from off the land of the living, and let his name not be remembered any more. 20 O Elohim, that judgest righteously, trying the reins and hearts, let me see thy vengeance taken upon them, for to thee I have declared my cause. 21 Therefore thus saith Elohim concerning the men of Anathoth, that seek my life, that say, Thou shalt not prophesy at all in the name of Elohim, but if thou dost, thou shalt die by our hands. 22 Behold, I will visit them, their young men shall die by the sword, and their sons and their daughters shall die of famine. 23 And there shall be no remnant left of them, for I will bring evil upon the dwellers in Anathoth, in the year of their visitation. Psalms 139. 1 For the end, a psalm of David, O Elohim, thou hast proved me, and known me. 2 Thou knowest my down sitting and mine uprising, thou understandest my thoughts long before. 3 Thou hast traced my path and my bed, and hast foreseen all my ways. 4 For there is no unrighteous word in my tongue, behold, O Elohim, thou hast known all things. 5 The last and the first, thou hast fashioned me, and laid thine hand upon me. 6 The knowledge of thee is too wonderful for me, it is very difficult, I cannot attain to it. 7 Whither shall I go from thy spirit? And whither shall I flee from my presence? 8 If I should go up to heaven, thou art there, if I should go down to hell, thou art present. 9 If I should spread my wings to fly straight forward, and sojourn at the extremity of the sea, it would be vain. 10 For even there thy hand would guide me, and thy right hand would hold me. 11 When I said, Surely the darkness will cover me, even the night was light in my luxury. 12 For darkness will not be darkness with thee, but night will be light as day, as its darkness, so shall its light be to thee. 13 For thou, O Elohim, hast possessed my reins, thou hast helped me from my mother's womb. 14 I will give thee thanks, for thou art fearfully wondrous, wondrous are thy works, and my soul knows it well. 15 My bones, which thou madest in secret were not hidden from thee, nor my substance, in the lowest parts of the earth. 16 Thine eyes saw my unwrought substance, and all men shall be written in thy book, they shall be formed by day, though there should for a time be no one among them. 17 But thy friends, O Jehovah, have been greatly honored by me, their rule has been greatly strengthened. 18 I will number them, and they shall be multiplied beyond the sand, I awake, and am still with thee. 19 O that thou wouldest slay the wicked, O Jehovah, depart from me, ye men of blood. 20 Or thou wilt say concerning their thought that they shall take thy cities in vain. 21 Have I not hated them, O Elohim, that hate thee? And wasted away because of thine enemies. 22 I have hated them with perfect hatred, they were counted my enemies. 23 Prove me, O Jehovah, and know my heart, examine me, and know my paths. 24 And see if there is any way of iniquity in me, and lead me in an everlasting way.